I'm Pastor Tim Ray, and I will be your guide through this informative and engaging session. We at Circle M hosted a webinar in May of 2014 with help from church leaders, emergency service providers, and other experts who have experience with community disaster and trauma management. Their compelling insights and encouraging words will help you rethink and possibly restructure how your church or organization will move forward in planning for and responding to times of crisis in your community. Again, thank you for taking part in this valuable exercise.
Why are we doing this? Well, let me set out a few clear reasons. Emergency measures organizations and the churches of a community are often not very well connected to each other, and experience has shown us this. Emergency measures organizations may not know what churches even bring to the table as far as supporting a crisis recovery. And sometimes even churches themselves often do not think of themselves in this way and the kind of the assets that they bear. So this webinar is a great opportunity to help bridge that gap, and we're hoping that we might enhance the resilience of the places that we serve together, whether we're emergency responders or churches or someone who lives in both of those worlds. I want to note at the outset, as you're listening in on this, that this is really an exercise of awareness training and not an emergency response training. There is a slight difference. We're hopeful that you will take what you learn here today and using the connections in your community, then you will go out and enhance the specific details of preparedness as it makes sense where you are. Which leads to the question, what will happen after these webinars? The work that we're doing here online is seminal. We're planting seeds and encouraging you to make connections that will lead to really some great things. We want you to be able to share this in your community. And so after this, we'll be taking the best material from this webinar and putting it into a DVD format so that you can share the learning, whether it's in DVD format or written materials with others in your community, be it healthcare professionals, maybe the fire department, other churches in the ministerial, maybe nonprofit groups like the Lions Club, really anyone who's investing in strengthening grassroots crisis preparedness. If you look at the PowerPoint slide on your screen that has the title of the webinar, you'll see 3 photographs. And each of these photographs very well could be connected to the work of our churches, particularly as we help people process crisis, help identify post-traumatic stress, and help people make sense of where God is in the mix of this, and that there is hope for the future. Any 3 of those scenarios there that are photographed really could pertain to this work. Finally, I want you to note as you think about your community's vulnerabilities, we don't want to limit your scope of thought simply to natural disasters, maybe like a tornado or something. But we also want you to be thinking about the impact of maybe an economic crisis, as we experienced with BSE, or the events of a human error, like an infrastructure failure, or an industrial disaster, maybe a health epidemic, and of course, major crimes. There's a wide range of events that can thrust a community into a state of emergency, and so we want to really be opening up that conversation and helping you think through some different scenarios. And of course, they're going to be unique in each setting. VSC probably doesn't impact Yellowknife very much, but if you're down in Pincher Creek, it can make a big deal and a big difference. So that is what this training is about. It's about raising awareness, making connections, passing on the learning, and beginning to assess vulnerabilities and hopefully work to mitigate some of those. This training is a worthwhile venture, and I want to affirm that. It may seem rather modest as we're hunkered around computer screens across small church basements or town halls across the prairies. But really, a few people who get the ball rolling can make a really big difference. And in fact, if your community takes the lead, your neighborhood communities may follow your lead, and this could really start a ripple effect in your region as far as really connecting grassroots people with emergency measures organizations. We would love to see that, which leads me nicely into pointing out our two sponsors for this webinar, the Calvary Foundation and the Lutheran Triune Benevolent and Education Society. These granting agencies share our vision of deeply connected, proactive communities at the grassroots level, and we want to recognize their support of this initiative, and we're grateful for their shared vision and generosity towards this goal. And just before we get started, I also want to highlight what Circle M is. I won't make you click on the raise your hand if you know what Circle M is. I'll just go ahead and tell you. The Circle M is the group that's hosting this webinar, and as you can see, our abbreviated name stands for the Center for Rural Community Leadership and Ministry. We're a charitable nonprofit based in Western Canada, and we are driven by the conviction that when faith communities are mobilized and connected, they are a powerful ingredient in building healthy town and country settings. Some of our key initiatives, I'll name three of them. Circle M has helped to develop Western Seminaries, with the Western Seminaries, a joint Doctorate of Ministry program. And there you can see I'm studying actually in the back corner there in a blue shirt, and I'm standing in front of my church looking all pastoral because I've been trained so well for the work of town and country ministry. I just completed the program myself, just convocating a week ago, and the project that I focused on worked with young adults using photography to highlight aspects of rural life and raise up the question, what is it like to be a young adult in a rural community? Another gal is doing a project on farm succession planning, also very pertinent to the work in the rural community. We also have an initiative that's very powerful. It's called the First Nations Rural Neighbors Initiative, and that helps to build connections between these two often segregated populations. Through this initiative, we strive to help interested congregations be catalysts in the work of forming healthy relationships. Last year, we worked with the communities of Wetaskiwin and Hobbema, who recently changed their name to Maskwacis, and we witnessed a great event unfold. It was called Building Bridges, and it brought together over 400 people from both communities to address some dimensions of our shared history, good and bad. The event was resoundingly positive as it engaged people across the generations, across culture, across many aspects of life. Imagine a room full of people, First Nations and from the settler community, who own businesses, who are lawyers, religious leaders, community elders, local politicians, and citizens at large. The event was a great success, and it did build many bridges. Circle M also hosts a biannual rural ministry conference. We gathered in St. Albert just 2 months ago to consider topics pertinent to town and country churches. And one of my favorite seminars from a past conference was looking at alternative models of ministry in places of very sparse population. We had a speaker who came and he shared his experience of working with the House Church Network in the Cariboo region of central BC. And it was really fascinating to hear what difference it can make when you have 23 different communities connected, all sharing resources, but meeting separately in homes across a rather isolated region. Needless to say, Circle M does some very interesting work, among which is this training that we're about to jump into. Remember, the training is about awareness, building connections, bringing our gifts to the table to share, and receiving the gifts of others that we can strengthen our communities that we serve together.